Hey guys, this is Claudia here from the Bookkeeping Experts. We're back for more education, understanding your QuickBooks Online so you can understand your finances and take your business to the next level. All right, today we're going to talk about products and service. Setting up your products and service correctly is the key for organizing your financials. Now, keep in mind that a lot of people create income account for products and service, and that's not the right way. So products and service will use an income account, and we're going to show you exactly how to set up and how it's going to show up on your profit and loss. So the importance of setting up correctly is that if you have everything organized and your products and service are just routed to the right income account without too much duplication and bogus information, things are going to be a lot easier for you on your income statement, your profit and loss. And understanding your profit and loss is key for you to be able to understand how your business is doing. Now, keep in mind that there is also a lot of things that can happen on the process of setting up your products and service. And if the products and services routed to an incorrect account, and sometimes even routed to an expense account instead of an income account, it will create all kinds of errors on your profit and loss. So you cannot rely on your profit and loss if it is not set up correctly. All right, so without much further ado, we are going to QuickBooks Online. All right. Okay, here it is. Okay, how to get there, Claudia? All right, so today I'm using the business view, so you can change a little bit. A lot of you may be using the business view and don't understand when I use the accounting view. So we're going to use this one instead. I do not like it as much, but you still can find everything there. Okay, so to be able to get to the products and service on the business view, you're actually going to click on Get Paid and Pay. All right, and then from here it's going to open up a sub menu and you're going to click on products and service. All right, so easy enough, right? If you were on the business view, I'm going to show you quickly switch to business view because I can't resist going there. Sometimes it's a lot easier. Okay, we're going to go to sales and then products and services right here. See, everything is pretty much the same. Wanted to show you the difference between the interface. All right, so here we are in products and service. There's different ways for you to bring the information from your products and service. One way is just to enter one by one. The other way is to import. You can actually import from a CSV file, and now keep in mind the format has to be correct. It has to be a CSV file format, which is an Excel format, but it has to be CSV. Okay, and once you set up your Excel spreadsheet with all your products and service, you want to make sure that the columns are correct. If you're going to do that, formatting is everything. So you know the columns have to match with whatever is requested in QuickBooks Online. The other way, of course, like I said, is going one by one, and you can click on the new here. Now, you're going to have 4 options for entering your products and service. One is inventory. If you track inventory through QuickBooks, that's the only situation where you will choose inventory. Other than that, never choose inventory. It's going to be either non-inventory service or service, and sometimes a bundle if you manage inventory through QuickBooks, but most of the time we're just going to use non-inventory or service. Okay, so the inventory is only available on the Plus and Advanced, by the way. You will not see that on the Essential or Simple Start. So if you're trying to find inventory on the Simple Start and Essential, you're not going to see that. And the reason why is because inventory management is not available on those subscriptions, just Plus and Advanced. Okay. All right. Now, do I recommend to manage inventory through QuickBooks? No, I don't. I really don't. If you have a different system that is managed inventory there, you can just update through QuickBooks, and that sometimes works best, right? It is a work in progress, and sometimes if you are managing inventory through QuickBooks, you definitely need to keep things simple and make sure that everything is being categorized correctly. All right, so we're going to create a non-inventory product. We're going to call it, let's see, meeting or training. Oh, that would be a service, right? Not non-inventory. So non-inventory would be like if you don't track inventory through QuickBooks, but it is a product. So we'll just call a service then. So training. Okay. All right. Don't have to worry about category. If you want to set a category, you can, but you don't have to. This is just kind of to organize your products in the profit and loss. If it is design, landscaping, in this case, keep in mind the categories here is related to a landscaping company. This is a sample companies from QuickBooks, right? So you can select a category if you want to. I suppose it is design, landscaping, they have design, landscaping, pest control. In this case, no, it's not. All right, I sell this product to the customer. Yes. Now, the most important thing is the income account. This information is essential. Choosing the correct income account is the key of having your profit and loss correct. So you want to make sure that on the income account, you're going to select the correct income account, okay? So in this case, it's choosing service. Now, what I was talking about is that on this income account, sometimes I have clients that have maybe 50 different income accounts. It's almost like they're trying to categorize the products and service through the profit and loss, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep it simple. Keep just a few income accounts, and then you can have as many products and services as you need to. You can have 500 products and service, but not 500 income accounts. Well, you wouldn't be able anyways, because there is a limit unless you have advanced, and you definitely don't want to do even if you have advanced accounts, because it's impossible for you to understand your finances if you have too many categories on your profit and loss, or even on your balance sheet. You don't want to have too many accounts on your chart of accounts, but it's okay to have as many products as you need to for your service, right? Okay, so we are gonna call it, this is a service, but sometimes it could be a product or whatever. Now you want to select if it is taxable or not taxable. If it is taxable and you have not set up taxes on your QuickBooks Online, remember to set it up, okay? Set up your taxes. Your taxes will be set up according to the address on your QuickBooks Online, or you can select multiple as well. That's another subject. We're going to talk about setting up taxes another day, or sales tax. Okay, we're talking about taxes. I'm talking about sales tax on your products and service. Okay, so we're going to edit, because here it says that it's taxable, but my services are non-taxable in my state. You have to verify in your state if it is taxable or not. Of course, there's different types of service. If it is a bundle, like a service plus a product, of course, most of the states will be taxable, but each state has its own rules, and there are some states that will charge sales tax even on service. Mine does not. I live in Florida, and if it is pure service without any product, it will be non-taxable. Okay, so I can select non-taxable here. All right, and done. So those are key information. Make sure that you select the right income account, and if it is taxable or not. Now, of course, this is just a service, so I don't purchase this product. But if you're setting up as inventory, you will use this portion here. So we're not using this portion because this is not an inventory. We're not managing inventory through QuickBooks, right? And this is a service. Service does not have an inventory. We're gonna save and close. And voila. Now there are some products and services that you can create on your invoice for expenses that you can't do that because sometimes you have to deduct certain things or even discount, right? How do you set up discount? Okay, so if I want to create an account for discount, products and service for discount, okay, we're gonna click a new product and service. We're going to call it service, and I'm going to say discount. I can set it up right here, right? So here on the income account, I am going to select a different income account. It has to be refunds or allowance or discounts. If I had discounts here, I don't have discounts. I don't have discounts. Oh, there's like, oh, okay. All right. From here, you can create a new, this is a chart of account. Does that make sense? Okay, you can create one right from here. I'm going to create one for discount. Okay, it's going to be an income account. And there it is, discount, refunds, giving, save and close. So I'm creating right from here. You can do that, by the way. But you shouldn't do that many. Like I said, your income account should be just a few, and I just added one more, and that's okay because this is a needed account, right? We're going to edit the sales tax, and of course discount is non-taxable, and I don't purchase this from anybody. It's just a discount service. So save and close. All right, okay. So when you have everything set up correctly here, then you're ready to create an invoice. Now, when I create an invoice, I will need all my products and service, right? So let's click on Bill When Serve. And I'm going to do on receipt. And here's my products and service. So let's suppose that I, is buying concrete. Concrete is taxable. It's a product. Let's say design because it's service and it's non-taxable. Okay. And I'm just going to say that it's 5 hours of design. And I'm giving him a discount. Remember I created that discount product and service? Okay, so it's right here. See that? Yay! And right from here, I'll be able to put the discount. Now, keep in mind, in order for me to record the discount here, this number is going to be a negative amount, okay? So I can put the rate as I'm giving him a discount of $10 per, okay. Let me show you something that it didn't change that. We can change it. Let me show you something that is very important when you fix those accounts. I'm gonna undo that. And then okay, discount. Okay, when you edit the information, something that is very important when you change this. Also update this account in historical transaction. So this is very, very, very important. You want to make sure you do that. Okay. So I'm going to put everything under discount, refund giving instead. And I'm going to put here, also update this in historical transaction and see what happened. Everything that was miscategorized before will be magically fixed. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. And this time we're going to switch to the other one. But remember, I want to change that. So I have to select this box. Now we're going to go back, chart of accounts, and we're going to go to discounts. Okay, now this one should be empty because I changed it, remember? Nothing. See that? Yay! Nothing. So that means I change everything to the other account. So what does that mean? I can now just make it active. Or I can merge it as well, whichever way. We run the reports, however, it is fixed already. We shouldn't have two discount given, just one discount given, see? And if I click on that negative number, you'll see that $50 that I just recategorized to this account, okay? Of course, it's going to be a minus because it is a discount. It's taking away from the total income. So that's why it's a negative, by the way. If you wonder, you probably know, but I want to make sure you know. All right. Okay, so that's, if you have an organized income account, you should see just the correct income account and sub accounts in order for you to understand. Okay, total job materials. This is like sales, labor, and you'll see the total income as 10,134.52, and then we have the cost of goods sold. All right, and like I said, there's different things you can do to vary the profit and loss, maybe seeing it by percentage to see what's your percentage of gross profit, and finally your percentage of net operating income, which is very important, by the way. So each of you need to understand what's the standard, or what's the what is expected for in your industry to be your the percentage of net income, or even gross profit. Because if you don't understand that part and you're just kind of running as you go, you may be falling behind your competition. You want to make sure that you stay competitive, that you stay ahead of the game. If not, you may be losing market share there. So you want to make sure that you understand your percentage. We know that restaurants should be at 20% net income or net operating income, right? But of course you want to make sure that when you report, you categorize those expenses, you categorize them correctly. Whatever is to be capitalized will be capitalized, and whatever needs to be here on the profit and loss will be here on the profit and loss. Okay, so that's how you set up products and service, and how it's going to show, how it's going to impact your profit and loss. Hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to get back here. All right. Okay, I'm back. Okay. All right. So thanks for spending this time with me today. I really appreciate that. And I look forward to see you again next week. And if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, hey, right down below. I promise you, give my word, I'll get back to you. I really will. All right, so if you have a question, put it down below. If you want to make a comment, if you want us to cover something else in the future, just write down below. We'll make sure we'll prioritize that. But thanks for watching. Hope you are having a blast this summer, but at the same time you are working efficiently, understanding your business, and growing to take it to the next level. I hope to see you next week. And until next time, keep on smiling.